Okay, so thank you so much. I wanted to do that for a while with more people. Now we're all together, and I just wanna put the first question out there, right? So, what's BTA? What do you feel? How do you feel here in BTA?
How do we feel? I can take that first question. Well, BTA was established in 2017 to provide ABA-based therapy to families with loved ones on autism spectrum. And since we've grown, we're currently serving 4 regions, so Santa Clara, Contra Costa, Solano, and am I missing one? San Jose. Santa Clara / San Jose. And the mission is to continue to expand across regions, but not just expand, but expand in a way where we are providing excellent quality services and we're providing the best care to families who are looking for this type of therapy.
Anybody else wants to add anything else? Like the experience. I'm interested to learn more about the experience.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I know that coming here, I knew BTA was fairly new. Coming on, I think they were about like 3 years in to starting. And I've been here since April 2021. And there's definitely been a lot of changes, but I feel like we're going in a positive direction. Like, I think there's been a lot of trial and error with how we're like doing things, but I think in the end, or like looking at a bigger picture, we're doing it for the greater of the company. And I feel like we are very collaborative. Like today was like our first team collaboration, and I thought that was really fun. And I like that everyone is in connection with one another. We hear each other out, we hear feedback from one another, and we actually take into consideration everyone's thoughts and feelings when it comes to things that the company is doing.
Daniela, today it was a team gathering, and I'm interested in learning more how it feel to be all together in one place, right? Because usually, everybody is with their families, and not many times, you all are together in one place.
Yeah, so this was the first time we've really gathered all together as a team, and it felt really nice. I mean, with COVID, everything kind of got shattered, and there was not a lot of opportunities for team building together. So this was kind of the first time we've been able to do this, and being in a room full of people that virtually was really nice. And we were able to like laugh, share stories, collaborate, just hang out. It's really good for the team.
Yeah, and I think I'm an outsider here, right? I'm just the one that just creating content and asking you questions. But one of the things that I really noticed is that you guys look very happy. You guys were having fun, but also sharing. I guess what you do on a daily basis is also important, just for the sake of the mind, right? Like you guys do a really important work, but. How is this interaction? Talking about the dailies, the daily things that you deal in your daily work.
I think it's very easy to become disconnected, especially because we're all on different schedules, driving across different regions, and so it's not like we come together in an office space every day. So I think each time we do come together, it's a special occasion. We even went out, got some Starbucks drinks for everyone. But again, but it's an opportunity, for all of us to come together, share our stories, as you mentioned, share our struggles, share our success stories, right? Our glows, as we like to call them, and especially during times of pandemic when it's difficult, right? So I feel like now there's a new norm, right? Now the telehealth model, the virtual model is the new norm. So anytime we can come together in a conference room and just share space together is always a moment to celebrate.
And I agree with you. And also, as we were talking before, I was mentioning to you guys that what you guys is very important, is great, but we need to let everybody else know what you guys do and how you feel, being part of this company. So how can you share some things that make you feel good to be here in BTA and in the company?
I think just feeling supported, especially by the administration team who, works very diligently behind the scenes, knowing that they have our backs, knowing that they create a safe work environment for each and every one of us. So just knowing that, having that in the back of my mind always allows me to go out, execute, allows me to go out and perform to the best of my ability. And knowing that at the end of the day, I have a very strong foundation to fall back on.
Yeah, I want to piggyback on that if that's okay. But yeah, I like how you brought up like the admin team, because I definitely feel like they are always in communication. Like for me personally too, like making sure I'm feeling okay with my workload, feeling like asking me questions about how I feel about different things, and even getting my feedback on some stuff. So that's nice to know. That's where I feel supported too, knowing like the admin team is asking for my input and asking about me too, making sure I'm okay.
And like as a BCBA, there's so many admin tasks that pile up, and the admin team completely supports us with those too. If it wasn't for them, we would have a lot more work on our load, and we really appreciate them.
For those that wants to get into the field, again, this is something very new, especially here in California. And how what would you say for someone that like kids and kind of like are thinking, not sure about jumping in this career? What will you guys tell them?
I would say if you have the motivation, if you have the drive to want to work, and I think I've said this in a previous recording, but if you have the drive to want to help others, to want to serve the community, I think this is a field for you. It's not, I don't ever like to sugarcoat things. It's not 8 to 5 job, right? You're not in one space. You're constantly driving around, right? But I think that's the least of concerns when you're actually out making a difference. So if you have, again, the drive and the passion to make a difference, to change lives, I think this is a field for you.
Yeah, we definitely do make a big difference in a lot of our clients' lives, and especially doing more parent meetings and stuff. I notice that we make a big difference in parents' lives too, as we're helping them learn and teach new strategies to their kids and our clients.
Yeah, and the little successes that we have make it all worth it. There's wins and loses of our dailies, our days, but all those success stories and the little wins that we have make it really worth it.
Yeah, no, that's great, and I'm glad that I'm every day I'm learning something about ABA, and it's a very once you start learning, it gets passionate, right? Because I feel like at the end of the day, you're making a huge difference in not only in the kids but in the family, right?
Yeah, for sure. Like between you guys, I'm a parent, so I totally understand what it's like to be overwhelmed with like raising a kid and like maybe not knowing some things or how to handle some issues, but just handling things as they're growing. But having a team like the clinical team to be able to support them with any concerns or like any like puberty, like that's a big one. I don't even know how to handle, like when I get to that stage, I'll probably ask Daniela still, but it's nice to get like feedback from the clinical team, like, and it's not just like opinions, it's all science-based research that we always fall back on. And I think that's what makes it worthwhile, right? Like it's all things that have some research behind it.
Well, that's great. Well, I know that you guys are doing activities right now, and I just kind of like grab you guys and put you in the studio. And
yeah.
But I hope it was worth it. Did you have fun? What do you think about what we're doing in the studio and the podcast and all the content that we're creating?
This is new to me, but I think the more I do it, the more reinforcing it is. Now, my first interview, I was nervous for my first interview, but now I feel like
you're
more natural, right? But it's always nice to get out, talk ABA, because that's ultimately what we're trying to do. We're trying to disseminate the science, right, in a very positive way. And so anytime I can do that, and I can do that in a very fancy, setup, it's great. It's a great opportunity.
one more thing that I'm not gonna put you guys on the spot, but I always want to ask, what is the glow of your day? You can share a glow of your day, glow of your week, something that positive that make an impact in someone's life. So who would you like to start?
I can start. And I think everyone's so eager to go first because I think we all
have the same
I think we have the same
today.
glow. Again, the fact that we were able to come together as a team and see each other, again, something that's quite unusual, right? Just given our schedules and workloads. So the fact that we were able to come together, and actually the turnout was much better because initially it was 5 of us and we were all stoked about seeing, each other. And then, one after the other just started pouring in. So that to me was the glow.
Yeah.
Do you have any?
No, I was going to say the same thing because it's so nice. Like you said, Oscar, like we all have different schedules and we all work in different regions and counties. Like we don't ever see each other. And when we do talk, it's like, hey, can you help me with this? Like I have a question about the BB map, or like I have a question about this. But today, like we actually got to check in a little bit, ask about how each other's day has been and how our lives have been. So it's good to be able to balance like personal life and work life and be able to actually come together and talk.
I think to a certain extent, we learned a little bit about each other as well.
We did.
And you know what? And it seemed, I don't know about you guys, but it seemed, at least for me, it seemed very natural. It seemed like we do this every day. It just seemed very natural. 'Cause I don't know if this is ever happening to you, but you go into a setting and you feel somewhat awkward, right? And you're always trying to look for opportunities to like break the ice, but it just seemed very natural the way it all came together today.
I think we're in like a time where we're all seeking human connection after so long of being separated. So it really showed as we were all in that room, like how natural conversation was, how we were able to bond, how to talk about clients, talk about personal life, make jokes. Like,
Yeah.
it felt really nice.
And like, I have the chills just talking about this.
That's a good feeling.
It's a great feeling. And actually, we're looking forward to our next one. We're thinking about, doing this more frequently, but again, for someone who's, looking to start a career in the field of ABA, ultimately you get out what you put into it.
Yeah.
If this drives you, if this is something that you enjoy, something that you think you're going to be very good at, that you're going to succeed at, we're here for you at BTA. And, I actually have the luxury of sitting here and sharing this space with 2 of our top stars. So
Yeah. Take it. Just take it. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the time, for what you do out there on the field. You are the guys on the field making it happen and making us look very good. As I mentioned, when we're meeting, and I want to say publicly that we have people coming up to us now and asking for services because they got a great service from your team. So I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And we're here. This content is for you to share the work that you're doing and also to bring awareness to our autistic community, and here in Bay Area in general, because we are very multi-counties. So I guess we're doing a great impact. Okay, well, thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you, Douglas.
Thanks for having us.